The sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows over the desolate landscape. I found myself alone in the heart of the Arizona desert, far from civilization. It was a trip I had taken to escape the hustle and bustle of city life, seeking solitude and a connection with nature. Little did I know that I would soon be thrust into a nightmare beyond my darkest imagination. I had set up camp near a remote canyon, surrounded by towering cliffs and ancient saguaro cacti. The silence was deafening, broken only by the occasional rustling of the wind through the dry desert flora. I relished the isolation, finding solace in the vast expanse of the wilderness. On the third night of my journey, I awoke to an unsettling sound, a low, guttural growl that seemed to emanate from the very earth itself. My heart pounded in my chest as I strained my ears, trying to locate the source of the noise. It was unlike anything I had ever heard, a grotesque fusion of animalistic snarls and human-like whispers. I unzipped my tent slowly, peering out into the moonlit night. The canyon walls loomed over me like silent sentinels, and the desert seemed to hold its breath. Then, from the shadows of a massive saguaro cactus, I saw it. The figure was grotesque, a twisted fusion of man and beast. Its eyes gleamed with malevolence, and its skin seemed to shift and ripple like liquid darkness. I watched in horror as it took on the form of a coyote, then a raven, and finally, a grotesque amalgamation of human and animal features. My heart raced as I realized I was face to face with a Skinwalker, a creature of Navajo legend, known for its ability to assume the form of any animal or person it desired. It was a being of pure malevolence, and I was in its territory. Fear paralyzed me as it drew closer, its form shifting with each step. The wind carried its eerie whispers, taunting me with words I could not comprehend. It circled me slowly, its eyes never leaving mine. Then, with a voice that sounded like the tortured wails of the damned, it spoke. "Your fear is delicious, traveler," it hissed, its lips curling into a sinister smile. "I can taste it on the wind." I tried to speak, to plead for my life, but my voice failed me. The Skinwalker's laughter echoed in the still desert air as it continued its macabre dance around me. In a desperate act of survival, I grabbed a nearby branch and hurled it at the creature. It howled in pain as the branch struck it, and its form flickered and shifted. Taking advantage of its momentary distraction, I turned and sprinted into the desert night, my heart pounding in my chest. I ran for what felt like an eternity, the desert landscape a blur around me. The Skinwalker pursued relentlessly, its inhuman cries echoing through the night. It seemed to be toying with me, always just out of reach, its form changing with every step. As dawn approached, I stumbled upon a small cave nestled in the rocky terrain. Desperation fueled my actions, and I ducked inside, hoping to find sanctuary. I had no choice but to wait and pray that the Skinwalker would lose interest and depart. Inside the cave, I shivered in the cold, damp darkness, my heart still racing. Horrors passed, and I strained my ears, listening for any sign of the creature. Finally, as the first rays of sunlight broke over the horizon, I heard its anguished howl in the distance. The Skinwalker had retreated, unable to withstand the approaching day. I waited a while longer to be sure it was gone before emerging from the cave. Weak and disoriented, I made my way back to my campsite and hastily packed my belongings. I knew I had to leave that cursed place behind. As I drove away from the desert, the memory of the encounter haunted me. I had come face to face with a creature of Navajo legend, a Skinwalker, and I had lived to tell the tale. The scars from that night would never truly fade, a constant reminder of the horrors that lurk in the shadows of the untamed wilderness.